Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow retiring at the end of her current term. It leaves a vacancy on the Senate.
And since that announcement, 3 Democrats and 2 Republicans have thrown their hats in the race, including Nasser Bredown, who joined us last Wednesday. But here with us today is Nikki Snyder, Republican member of the Michigan State Board of Education and a nurse.
Nikki, thank you so much for being here tonight. You're a mother of 3, correct?
Yes.
And that is a big reason why you are running for this Senate seat.
For sure, definitely to represent public education and the things that are happening now, the things that have happened through the pandemic, and what it looks like to lead us as we move forward.
I don't want to change gears. I know you have a platform, but I just have to ask, you know, Michigan has been in quite a situation, especially with youth and mental health. Do you have anything on your platform that could address some of those concerns, the lack of beds available, the amount of families that are unable to access resources?
Definitely. I'd like to see Michigan have institutions that serve mental health for students, for sure.
How much, as you try to change in the state, how much of an issue would you say there is currently in the state with everything going on between mental health and with education, with taxes and health care and everything else?
I think our biggest issue is how divided we are. We've spent the last few cycles truly allowing politicians to utilize policies and rhetoric and dollars to weaponize us against each other. I think we need to unify. I think our policies need to reconcile us.
And how will you do that?
Just through putting forth basic policies like tax relief for parents, right? Kids are coming out of college in swimming debt. They need to be prepared to start their life, and they need an environment and a culture that really supports that.
And even before that, college, I don't know if your kids are of daycare age, but that alone too is,
For sure.
It almost is like a separate tuition.
For sure. So tax relief for parents would definitely provide support in that area. It would be from infancy through school age, for sure.
How much of a challenge do you think you have in front of you here if you were to be elected?
It's significant, right? Anytime things are broken like they are right now, our healthcare systems, staffing issues within healthcare and education, there's an uphill battle there. But again, the way that you fix that is by unifying people and reconciling the issues that separate us, celebrating our differences, listening to each other, working together.
Do you think that we've done a better job of that lately, you know, than we have in times past, or do you think there's still more work that needs to be done?
Definitely more work that needs to be done.
What is it going to take to, in your opinion, unify everyone? Because we are divided on a lot of things, guns and mental health and crime, and there's so much. So what is it going to take to bring us all back together?
I think it takes someone from the ground, right? Issues on the ground that come with solutions are from people on the ground, right? I'm a mom of 3. I'm a nurse. I've spent nearly 2 decades in healthcare as a nurse myself. So definitely knowing where those problems are and where the solutions come from, you want to look to those people.
How do you go up against these insurance companies and the drug companies? They're so powerful. We see what's going on in the healthcare system right now. Somebody that has been on the ground floor of that, has seen that firsthand. There's a lot of issues here. How do you tackle that?
You know, it's interesting that you say that. Unique to my personal story, I have 2 children that were born with congenital anomalies. I took a non-FDA approved drug called Zofran that caused that. One was born with a cleft lip and one was born with 1 arm. So one of the things that I will bring as leadership that relates to that, right? Holding bureaucratic bodies accountable to the actions that they take. That's extremely important in your leadership.
Wow, yeah, that is. And that must be beyond difficult for you to know that there's something that could have been prevented and you're trusting the powers that be and they let you down.
Yeah. Yep.
One of the things on your website, you talk about parental control and education. What do you mean by that and why is it so important?
Not parental control, but parental rights, right? What does it look like to raise a child up in the way that they should go? That is a parent's responsibility and right. It's codified in law, in our Constitution. It's a natural right. It's definitely something I support. And when schools and parents work together and parents have those rights, things go well. And students come to school prepared to learn.
In talking about parent rights and children and all of that, it also kind of opens up the door to abortion rights and women's bodies rights. What do you feel about that in the state of Michigan right now?
Those are definitely tough topics that I'm going to continue to tackle. Prop 3 was very big in the state of Michigan. We saw our voters come to the table and speak very decisively. So looking towards the future, I want to walk alongside moms and parents as they choose life. That's that tax relief for parents policy that's so important. What does it look like to walk alongside moms and choose life in a meaningful way? You support them when they make that choice.
If I can ask you just one last thing, I know this is basic, but we're early in this race. What do you think separates you from the other candidates here?
I am the only candidate, both Republican and Democrat, that has ran and won a statewide election with nearly 2 million votes.
All right, Nikki Snyder, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks.
We appreciate your time.